Alright, should be live. Should be ready and live. So hopefully everyone can see this. But yeah, what a week it's been in the stock market, let's just say that. Absolutely crazy. Hopefully everyone's good. And yeah, I thought I'd just do a live stream because I was a bit bored. I was like, what's better than just talking about stocks? But anyway, before we do get into the stream, I just want to say tomorrow I'm going to be doing a live stream with literally a few of the others, the community that we've got going on. So yeah, that's going to be class, and stay tuned for that. There'll be a big group of us just talking about stocks and going over some of the earnings like Google, Palantir, AMD, and yeah, we're going to just be talking about that. So hey, welcome to the stream. Tom Hayes. I don't know. Do I know? I don't know. Oh, I don't even know if I've actually seen him. Mate, I might recognise his face if I typed him in. What am I up to this weekend? Literally nothing. Yeah, I'm not doing anything this weekend. I've kind of just chilled out because work's just been a lot. There's been a lot of travelling in January, and going away again soon for work. So, and then after that, it kind of slows down a bit, and I kind of chill out a bit with work in that sense. So hopefully I can do more live streams and videos. So yeah. Up 2.1% on year to date. That's good. A lot better than me. Doing a lot better than me year to date. Mr. Fubo, yeah. Fubo is not doing well. Am I being absolutely... I'm not eyeing up any new stocks, no, because it goes back to... Well, let's go on the stock market. Let's go on the portfolio. It goes back to like, there's no point. Like it's hard in itself just following all the stocks that you're in at the moment. So adding on more is just like, that's just a lot. Lloyd's. Oh, let's see how Lloyd's has done. It's quite an interesting pick as well. Fair play. Fair play. Lloyd's has done really, really well. Interesting. Bought SoFi and Amazon yesterday. Yeah, fair play to you, because even Amazon, like went back to 2021 levels. So if you have a look here quickly, it's just so... Pretty sure it did. Unless my graph... Yeah, I think it bounced here. I think it went to here. I don't know. I thought I saw it go down to near the 2021 levels, which when it went on the Thursday, or the Thursday, I think. SoFi was a great buy, especially, did anyone see the Anthony Noto interview on Friday yesterday? Let me know in the chat. Did anyone see that? Because wow, that was incredible. Like, such a good interview. It's given me even more confidence, and I liked his answer with the guidance situation, because everyone goes on about SoFi sandbags guidance and all that, and it's like, yeah, it's annoying, but like actually, when you think about it, you don't want a CEO just saying, "Oh, we're gonna hit these priced this EPS, this revenue, blah blah," blah. And they don't, because then you can't really go off their numbers, and yeah, you just can't go off their numbers, and you don't have confidence. Whereas if they're going to keep beating their guidance, um, then you can trust the management team, and that's what he was explaining. He doesn't. You want to build confidence with your investors, and it was just so refreshing and good to hear, to be honest. So I don't swing trade, no. Yeah, the capex they're spending, 200 billion, the most out of all the big companies. Amazon is like crazy, and that'll filter into Nvidia and AMD, and that's what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. How inference is going to be the big thing, which it is at the moment. But obviously, training was the big one at the beginning, training up the AI models, and then inference is going to come into play, and that's when I think AMD is going to really thrive in the inference space because of their chiplet design. So it's going to be cheaper, more efficient for companies to spend. So on their capex spend, they're going to be looking at AMD because it's going to be cheaper for them and more versatile. Opinion, exchange rates, dividends. You don't. Yeah, I don't focus on that too much, and dividends I don't, because I'm not in that position in my life too. Like maybe when I'm in my late 40s or whatever, or whenever I feel like I've grown my portfolio to a reasonable amount that I am happy with and feel comfortable, then I'll probably rotate into more dividend stocks, because it'd be nice to obviously get paid dividends with the capital that you got. But I think it's more worthwhile when you've built your capital up more. So, in my opinion, Evening Ben, what are your criteria when it comes to allocating into a stock? You've got to trust the management, the CEO, i.e., what I was going on about earlier about guidance and earnings. Are they consistently beating their earnings? And if there is the odd one or two, then you're not going to always beat. But like, what are the reasonings? If they completely miss it, then it's just so confusing. Of like, can you even trust the management team with what they say in guidance? Is their revenues all over the place? Is it up, down, up, down? I don't like that. I like it when it's a continuous upwards momentum, just like this. We'll even show you the SoFi report, because this was crazy. You want to see stuff like this. Let's get it up for you guys. So you want to see stuff like, well, even like member growth, how it's like just continuous, because you see some companies where it's up, then it's down, then it's up, and then it's all the way down. It's like you can't really get anywhere with the numbers. And look, just the revenue, it just climbs really nicely. That's just exactly what you wanted. And this is when they flipped profitability. You see how the flip changed. There's a lot of things that go into it. And then what's the TAM like? Is it a unique product? I like to get into stuff that's a bit more unique, or yeah, just got high growth. Scott's in the stream. Welcome, welcome. I might buy more Oscar. I haven't actually, I'll be honest, but yeah, I would like to. Earnings coming up on Tuesday. I believe it's Tuesday. It's SoFi was taking priority for me at the time, because SoFi, when you go risk to reward, like SoFi's proven. So I wanted, and it dropped into $18-19 the other day. I was just like, you got to take advantage of this. So I did. In my invest account, I bought quite a bit of SoFi. So yeah. So it's one of those where it's like, where do I put my capital? Do I put it in Oscar or SoFi? Well, SoFi's just given a really good opportunity. I wanted to put some in AMD really, but obviously I've maxed out my ISA, so I can't, and I didn't really want to start another position in my invest account. So yeah, it's just been one of those where you've been getting loads of opportunities in a lot of stocks, in the individual stocks anyway. So like AMD, like you've got to think about this, guys. Like the forward PE when it loads, is... Can I need to move the chat. Yeah, 31, the forward PE. Not bad at all. For a company that's going to be growing quite a lot. And then see what the forward PE... Well, I did a recent video showing the forward PE on these two stocks. And it took ages to load then. But yeah, 34, not bad at all. So, yeah, but SoFi had great earnings, and I want to look into theirs more so. I've looked more into AMD and Palantir's, which obviously I'll be covering tomorrow, so stay tuned for the live stream tomorrow, guys, where I've got everyone else on. We're going to be doing, well, we're going to have some good chats about a lot of earnings and what we think about the stock market last week and going into next week. So stay tuned for that tomorrow at 8 p.m. So please make sure to stay tuned for that. Trading at 29 PE. Oh, let's have a look at Robinhood forward as well. Good point. Yeah, Hood is a great stock. I like Hood a lot. Forward PE 33 it's saying here. 2024 18 forward PE. That's mad. Greetings from Lithuania. Oh, also, that's so cool. That's really cool. People from other countries watching me. Very cheap and high growth. Zeta. I've heard of Zeta, to be fair. What's up, Ben? Do you think next week we'll be seriously reconsidering how... I actually personally think I probably might get a bit of hate for it, but I think... I'm not saying this will happen, but I wouldn't be... It would be quite... I reckon the stock market, I think, needs to just kind of consolidate and not really go up or down at the prices everything is at. I think just earnings need to just catch up with everything and bring those valuations down even more so. I know valuations have been down from the corrections they've had, but and a lot of the individual names that have got high growth are looking attractive with the prices they are. Like I bought some like SoFi, but yeah, I think we could trade sideways for a few months. Oh, Will's in the chat. Cool. Everyone's going on about Zeta. I've not actually had a look, but I've just heard about Zeta. Wow. So its forward PE is 19 at the moment, 20, and it averages a forward PE about, well, the lowest it's been was 2023 at 20, so it's looking good in that sense. What's their financials looking like? Yeah, so far it's looking good. Obviously, I'm going to have a look at what it actually is. I just want to see these financials. Gross margin. Are they... So about to flip profitability, about to be profitable. Yeah, because look, basic EPS losing 11 cents, and still before they were doing like losing like $3. Oh, interesting. Yeah, this looks interesting though. Hang on. I still, even if it is, like, I wouldn't buy because I just can't keep up with having loads of stocks. Like, I think I've probably gone a bit too overboard with some stocks. So, yeah, I need to be careful. $72 people in the live. Hit the like button if you're enjoying the stream, guys. Yeah, I'm excited for Oscar earnings. And yeah, one thing I will say is just like I've realized a lot of people get very emotional, obviously with the tech, with investing, especially short term. Like Fubo, I've been hit hard. I'll quickly show you. Like Fubo, I'm down 42%. Like, it's not good, but I was down 60% on Palantir. So it's just, things do happen. Sometimes you get bad settlement and no one wants to get into the stock. And obviously there's things happening. Everything doesn't go right at the beginning. It just doesn't. So you got to be patient. But like, obviously I'm going to go in, look at the next few earnings and see how things are going. But I'm not actually seeing any warning signs with Fubo personally at the moment. So yeah. Actually, Palantir, I'm going to do a little projections in a minute, guys, if you stay tuned. I'm just going to show you a very basic form with Palantir, just from some numbers that we've got from earnings and all sorts, so, and from analysts. So just stay tuned for that in a minute. Is it my type of company to get into? Okay. Oh no, I think I have heard about this. Yeah, with the marketing side. Okay. Would like someone like Meta be using these lot? Like, I don't know. 4.2 billion market cap. Price to sales ratio is 3.3 times. Is that right? I guess it pretty much is, yeah, if it's going off fair. It does look good, guys, to be fair, this. It does look good. I still haven't really looked into Ondus. I know, I don't, the growth looks mental with Ondus, though, I'll tell you that. Iron Thoughts, I haven't actually looked at their earnings, to be honest, but I know their earnings weren't great. But like, I haven't delved deep into it, so like, we could quickly just have a look at what summarized. Ba-ba-bo. Well, that was expected, wasn't it? Because of obviously Bitcoin obviously not being great. It's been going down in price. Because obviously Iron at the R is more of like a Bitcoin mining company, right? And they're transitioning into using the power, the compute for AI, but obviously that revenue hasn't really come through just yet. But people are buying into Iron because they know there could be revenue coming in because of the compute that Iron has, I believe. So it could probably be a rough time with their earnings for a few until some of these companies do start using them. But because obviously, yeah, Bitcoin's been going down, so it's been pretty bad. But I don't know, to be honest. I got distracted there as well. Um, uh, how do you deal mentally with volatility? Don't you kick yourself knowing that you had like 60k? This is this is a good point. So, do I hate myself for not selling here? Um, well, obviously, when you look back at it now, you're like, oh yeah, you could have cashed out then and then bought back now, but you just no one has a crystal ball, no one knows to do that. And to be honest with you, at that point, you might as well just be a trader. And to be a trader, you've got to be very, 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 very good at what you do. Not many people can trade when you go off a long period of time. Obviously, you get the odd people that trade and all that, and then you see these YouTubers that are traders, but really they're making their money from selling courses to people like us to buy to fund their lifestyle. But actual traders, it's very hard to see people that do well over a long period of time, and there are people, but it's very rare. So the odds are against you in that sense. But once you've done your research into these stocks, you start getting actual numbers that you can physically see. You can start running projections on it and physically see yourself, because I'm a visual learner and visually just be able to see stuff. And it's going in the right direction when you're hearing these earnings calls and all that. You're going to have blips, or whatever you call it, blips in the way where you get these downturns. And if you look at my chart, I was running up lows that I needed to drop this amount, really. Like, it was always bound to happen. It's just the way the stock market is. You need to flush out. Loads of people take on so much margin. Like, I'll show you here. Like, so many people are taking out margin. We don't know January. It's not come up yet. But I said this in my YouTube video. This is a warning sign that we're probably going to drop. And there's going to be a bit of a correction, because the amount of margin that was getting taken out was mental. And we saw it happen in April. There's a bit of a flush out, because beforehand you could see the margin was creeping up and then it got flushed out. If you download the data and look back at 2022, you saw the margin get flushed out because it was creeping up high, and then it got flushed out. Then it rises again, flushed out, rises again. But people just take on more risk. So a lot of margin would have got wiped out, which is a good thing. That was just needed. And that's what would have happened last week. So there was some signs. But yeah, going back to how do I deal with it, it's just, if I needed this money, let's say next month or even next year, then I would be worried. I'd be absolutely panicking. I'd be just so worried. I'd be like, what have I done? I would get emotional with it, like you would. But because I don't really need this money unless something really bad happens. Hopefully nothing bad happens to me. But I don't need the money. Like, I always make sure I earn more than obviously you keep your expenses as low as you can. You make sure you earn more, so you've got money left over every time you get paid to either invest in the dips, and I don't know what's happened to my stream. I don't know what has happened. I don't know if I'm live or not. I've absolutely been taken out. That's so annoying. If anyone's watching now, can you just put in the stream? If you can see this, just put in the chat, because I don't know if I'm live or not. It got cut out for a few minutes and I don't know what happened. Oh, I'm back. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know if it's on the same link. Yeah, it must be. Don't know what happened there. Anyway, forgot what I was kind of saying. So yeah, it's annoying. I don't know where it cut off either. So That doesn't help. Oh, that's so annoying. I just saw it not connected on there, and I was like, I looked over, I was like, oh no. So this has been an absolute nightmare. Like now the chat's just not there. Sorry about this. I don't know. I don't get what's happened. Okay, I can now see chat. And I believe now the chat will appear on screen now. Surely. Or not. Ah, this is so annoying. I just don't know what's happened. It's literally just cut me off. I can see that I'm live, but all right. I've loaded up the chat on my phone. You just can't see it scrolling up on there, so it is what it is for this stream. I apologise, but yeah, annoying. But I can read the chat, so that has annoyed me though, because it's like, way, it's on. Okay, back to it. What are we talking about anyway? Let's go on to Palantir quickly, because people are thinking, is Palantir a good buy? Short term, it's really hard to say because of the PE. So let's just do a rough little situation with it. So if you go off Palantir, analysts are giving estimates in 2028 to an average of $2.56 in 2028. $2.56 is mad to think, which is probably going to happen as well. So revenue 14 billion. So yes, that's the low average, but yeah, average 14 billion, 14.3. And obviously if we do go when we look at the earnings, God, this laptop sometimes. Just gonna look. We need to get the full year. So anyway, they're giving guidance of between 7 and 7.2 billion. Like, yeah, so 7.2 billion. So let's do that. So that's 7.2 billion there in 2026. That's what they're guiding for. Their margins are getting crazy as well, by the way. like their operating margin, 41%. Do. FY. I know net's hard to do because I know their operating's 41%. I can't find the bloody slide where it has what they did for the whole financial for 2025. I'm either blind. Oh my god. I know that's operating. Yeah, the gross margin, 84%. Do. I actually don't know if I'm being blind because I can't bloody find it. So 40% net income margin, and obviously at the moment it's trading at a crazy PE. So if it was trading at the same it's doing now, obviously it's actually trading at 200, but let's do 100 PE, because that's what it's going to actually be trading at if it's doing these stupid growth rates. So yeah, this is potentially what could actually happen. Obviously they're going to drop off their revenue growth. They're not going to do 60% each time, but we don't know if they're going to do 70% in 2026. This is what they're guiding. This is what they're saying they're going to get in 2026. So if they do get this number in 2026 and they get the 40% net income margin, then yeah, you're looking at $111 to $167 a share, depending on what they trade at. At the moment, they're trading at a 200 PE. Are they? They were when I checked. Yeah, 199 they're trading at. Sorry, I can't see on screen. Trading at 199. But let's say they don't trade that. Say they drop off to 150 PE, $167 a stock. So yeah, and then, but you're not buying for next year. You're buying for the next few years. Which obviously, if you look over here, obviously you can drop these revenues because this is very aggressive. But if they did obviously grow at these rates, but let's say they don't, I need to get it adjusted so that you can change the PE, because I actually know the guys actually got this site going and you can't adjust the PE, which is quite annoying. So I will get that sorted. But yeah, these are potentially what it could look like. This is very rough, to be fair. And it's hard to say what PE they're going to be trading at and valued at, but obviously we know at one point they were trading at 700 PE, which was ridiculous, 700, and then it's been all the way brought down to 200 at the moment. So yeah, but I mean, this is, I don't see why they wouldn't be getting to 35 billion in 2030. Like, I don't see why they couldn't. And they're always got the best margins. Like, they've got great margins. Like, we saw the gross margin 82%, net income margin of 40%. I mean, analysts are saying about around that in 2028. Trade at 100 PE, $286. So yeah, I know that's a rough way, but I do need to change this. Get it so you can let me. Oh, I'll say that another time. No, let me say it before I forget. Individually. So, yeah, I know 100p is insanity. I know, but I guess high growth stocks with good margins, with a great TAM, people are paying for it. Like, I mean, how long has Tesla been trading at high P? Forever. Like, literally forever. Like, even if you go off their forward PE, get rid of all that. They've always been trading at such a high forward PE. It seems more so now, but can we get their normal PE? Anyway, they trade at such a high valuation, Tesla all the time. And some stocks just do, but I mean, you saw Palantir destroying that, bringing down the PE ratio quite rapidly. Like I say, 6 months ago, it had at one point I think the PE got to like 700 6 months ago, and now, as we can see now, it's been dropped down to 200. So even if the stock don't, then AMPX. Don't say this is a hype stock. 1.6 billion market cap because it's tiny. I wouldn't touch it. Just looking at it, I mean, it might be a great stock if I actually looked at it, but it doesn't look great. Oh, I've seen and heard about. I just wouldn't bother. I just wouldn't bother. Lithium batteries and that, it just doesn't excite me enough to get into something like that. There's so many other stocks out there. Thoughts on HIMS? I don't know if I'll touch HIMS. Before I was like, HIMS looks interesting. Like, the growth is crazy, but there's too many unknowns with HIMS. Like, I was looking at something with HIMS because obviously they've just taken it off their product off the market. They've just taken off the weight loss pills literally days after. So they literally released these products and then they've taken them off a few days after because of the regulations, FDA. I don't know even if I would want to get into a company that is doing like products like weight loss stuff, because I'm like, realistically, the way to lose weight, we all know, is to just eat less, like have less calories. Like, you got to be in a calorie deficit. So I don't know, I think it's just there's just a lot of things that can go against them, but they're growing quick. But I don't know. Eat less, move more, exactly. Honest is a interesting one because Honest is in a state of restructuring everything, getting rid of products that don't do well for them, and taking them off because it's just losing them money, which will hurt revenue because obviously they were making money with those products, but not a lot. But so the revenue is gonna look like they're declining. So you've got to have to look at and see, is the actual products, the products that they're keeping on, actually going up, and people were actually got the demand there, which in the last call looked like there was still demand there for the products and it was actually increasing. But obviously, overall, as a company, it was declined in revenue because of the products that the other things that they got rid of. So it's gonna look like they're declining for the next few quarters probably. You just got to have a look at those other products to see if they are selling, and then see if that rotation works. And then obviously they should be making a bit of money as well because they've become a bit profitable now from it. Um, I mean, they've got a lot of cash on their balance sheet. Um, it's trading very low because of, I guess people think it might be like bankrupt, or I don't know. Um, but if they're making money now, if they can stay profitable, and the amount of cash they've got, then them worries kind of go. Um, is there demand for the product? I mean, we'll have to keep an eye on it. Um, but it's a very, very small part of my portfolio. But if it could just change around easily. Like eventually, they'll go back in a year or two time where the revenues will start accelerating again and going up, and then on the bottom line will look better, and that will be growing. And then as soon as you know it, they'll be making a lot more in their EPS, and the company will just look stupid cheap. That institutions will have to start buying it because they'll be like, this is a good opportunity. But I just think a lot of people are not wanting to touch it at the moment. But someone in my stream pointed out Honest to me, and I liked it because it was a small cap as well. So there's going to be a lot of volatility, and there's a reason why it's a small cap. But I thought, oh, let's put a bit of money in and just have it a small position, because you can make a lot of money from smaller caps, obviously, but you can also just lose your money. But I think it's quite good. With Oscar, I do want to see if the CEO keeps to his guidance that he's given from in 2027, because if they can do those numbers and they do become profitable this year, which he said they would, then yeah, I think the stock's going to be a lot higher than $12. And yeah, hopefully I might consider exiting out at $45 a share. But then at that point, there might be more growth, and the growth isn't slowing down. Sorry, so I might take out 30% of my position. We'll have to see. But yeah, we'll have to see Tuesday, because I mean, earnings. I'm not expecting amazing earnings, but it's more on like the guidance that they give, or the direction that Oscar's going to be going down. That's the main thing, and I think that's what a lot of people are going to be looking out for. If they don't, then this could get a bit ugly in that sense. So, and SoFi. Please in the chat, anyone watching, did anyone see that interview yesterday with Anthony Noto? Let me know in the chat, because that was such a good interview. But yeah, I spoke about SoFi briefly at the beginning of the stream. Like, yeah, Honest is such a small position for me in the invest account, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, revenue declined 7%. So the third consecutive quarter of positive net income. So that'll be interesting to see if they can do it again. No outstanding debt. And this is what I was on about, the transformation 2.0, powering Honest growth. High margin products, categories, wipes, personal care, diapers, and improved profitability. So if they can just go back to the basics and just grow these, then it looks like it's a good company. delivered robust double-digit consumption growth, wipes up 24%, baby personal care up 10%. So if they can keep growing these, and they've got rid of the other products that weren't doing well, and they're being profitable now, and they've got a lot of cash, not a lot of outstanding debt, then this seems like a nice company to actually be in personally. Obviously it's a low cap, so a lot of things can go wrong, but I think the market's been a bit overreactional. A lot of the time as well, it's just what people are pricing and valuing the company. It's like someone would rather pay $10 for that apple, and someone would rather pay $5 for that apple. Like I don't know, like I don't know how to explain it, but like some people just put more multiples on a stock than others, even though that other stock probably could be a lot better. But sometimes as well, especially probably with social media and that, a lot of small caps can be driven by hype as well, and not actually driven off the fundamentals. When you strip it back, like you got to just look at how much that company's actually valued at. Grab, let's see. I want to see that EPS growth. It's been 1 cent so many times. Can we grow more on the bottom line? Revenue growth looks good. The financial sector looks good in Grab. Everything is looking good with Grab fundamentally, but the stock price ain't. So we'll see with their earnings coming up. I bought SoFi. That's what I've been buying in the invest account. Zeta does look good, guys. I know a lot of people in the chat talking about Zeta. It does look good. Even if it looks amazing, I don't think I'd buy it because it's just more to keep on my plate and keep researching and keep up to date. It's quite hard to keep up with. Yeah, and penny stocks are risky, hence why Honest is probably, it's just such a small position for me. So it's what it is, what it is. But yeah, that SoFi interview with Anthony Noto, it was so good, and it's just given me more faith, and yeah, I love it. So a lot of institutions increasing their positions in SoFi quite a lot. I think it's just such a good price. Even at the price it is now, like, not financial advice, by the way. Interesting though. This site is Insight Analytics, so link in the description. You can use my code and you get 25% off your first month, I believe. So it's like $5.99 a month, so it's really worth it. And then you can do your AI analysis, and it gives you a report. I'll do it now just so you can see an example, and then also you can run your projections, and you can see what analysts are saying with where they think the EPS is going to be going, their revenue. It's really handy. It's actually really, really handy, this site. What did everyone buy last week? What stocks did you buy? Let me know in the comments in the chat. I believe Grab could 10x in the next 5 years, says... How do you say your name? Clowy? I mean, wow, if it did 10x, that's crazy. You got to think as well, SoFi was having good fundamentals, but the stock price was just not doing anything. Sometimes that does happen, and eventually the fundamentals the stock price will catch up with the fundamentals, and yeah. Monthly price performance down 26% so far. Oh my days. And then yeah, it will give you a company overview of the, if you're looking into a company, give you financial analysis of the company, earnings per share, all sorts. And then it gives you latest milestones from like their earnings call. So the latest earnings call, it gives you like achieved their first 1 billion revenue quarter in Q4 2025 with 37% year-on-year growth. Added record 1 million new members in Q4 2025. So it's picking up all the things from their latest earnings that literally came out not so long ago. Even gives you concerns though, which is really good. It's good to and it will do that with every company regardless of how good the company is. And then it's up to you to look into that more if you want to. And then it'll tell you its differences, competitive advantage. So yeah, it's quite cool. So yeah, that's just something you can do. And then obviously with the projections thing, like so far, it'd be interesting to know what analysts are saying. I think analysts have got this so, I don't know, I think maybe they have it 2028, they think about 99 cents average in EPS. So yeah, if you're enjoying the stream, hit the like button. I much appreciate it. And I'll be streaming tomorrow at 8 p.m. with everyone else. We're going to be talking about the Palantir AMD earnings, Google, our thoughts next week, our thoughts about what happened last week. So there's going to be like, well, I think, how many is there going to be? It's me, Jay, Jordan, Will, John. Yeah, so quite a few people, quite a lot of us. So it's going to be a good time. I think I'm going to end off the stream here because I've been streaming for a while actually. God knows what happened earlier on with where it cut out. Don't know what happened there. But subscribe if you are brand new to these streams. Check out my YouTube video. Like the stream, and yeah, let's hope for a strong market next week. I mean, actually, I'm not even bothered. It just means you get more discounts, I guess, with your stocks. I get to buy more SoFi. So yeah. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you in the next one.